Certain people are miffed at Shedeur Sanders because he lobbed the ball on the last drive of the game to Will Sheppard over to the right, and the pass is ruled incomplete. However, people are saying it was pass interference. Well, let's talk about that drive. We had 1st and 10 on the Colorado 25 with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Shedeur Sanders' pass was complete to Dallan Hayden for 4 yards to the Colorado 29. Nowhere near field goal territory, right? And for the record, Dallan Hayden really wasn't having a good game. He just wasn't as effective as a running back as he typically is. So that could have factored into Shedeur's decision to throw rather than to hand it off. Then we go to 2nd and 6th, right? 2 minutes left. There was a timeout. The clock read 2 minutes, so like the 2-minute warning. Then on 2nd and 6, Colorado at its own 29, Shedeur Sanders had a pass. It was incomplete. I don't know who that pass was to. I'd have to check, but it was a no-go. Now, this could have been the first warning not to pass it, but let's keep going. Then we go to 3rd and 6th, right? Still at Colorado's 29. We done had 3 downs with nowhere to go. And guess what happens? Something y'all not talking about, especially the people hating on Shedeur. One of the linemen on the offensive line for Colorado on the right side, number 54, Philip Houston, caused a false start penalty. So instead of 36, we go back to 3rd and 11. Even more of a challenge. With both teams amped up, it's even more of a challenge. Now we got to get past 10 yards. We got to get 3rd and 11, right? So with 1 minute and 51 seconds, Shedeur Sanders pass complete to Dallan Hayden for 6 yards, right? So 1 minute and 51 seconds left. Shedeur Sanders pass is complete to Dallan Hayden for 6 yards at the Colorado 30. All right, you get that? At the 30. So we really only moved, not very, very far. But we didn't get the first down. So here we go. It's 4th and 5th. Do we go for it? We can't get a field goal. So do we run it or do we pass it? It's 4th and 5th. We still have 5 yards to go. We really haven't been getting anywhere. We made 4 yards. We got an incomplete pass, a false start penalty. Then we had 6 yards. And then we really needed 5. So Shedeur Sanders is a quarterback. What is he to do? Should he hand the ball off to Dylan and Dylan fall 4 yards and 1 yard short and then y'all be pissed off? Or should he use his gifts and talents and his accuracy, lean on that, and pass the ball? Well, that's what he did. And then what happened? Some say it was pass interference. And I'm thinking, okay, it was pass interference, but the refs didn't call it. They're like, not tonight. It's late. I'm ready to go. Did y'all see any coach from Colorado challenge that incomplete pass to challenge it to see if it was pass interference? I didn't see that. So this not on Shedeur. He had a decision to make. He's a quarterback. As a quarterback, you throw the ball. Or should you pass it off to Dallan Hayden, who really didn't have the most efficient running night tonight. But I will say in this drive, Dallan Hayden did have 10 yards. And we needed 6. So it's possible that we should have been a little bit more patient and take the risk and pass it off and hope he get it. But here's the thing. He's damned if he did and he's damned if he didn't. Because if he would have gave that ball to Dallan and Dallan Hayden only went 4 yards and we needed 5, y'all would be upset. You a quarterback. Why you didn't throw the ball? You hella accurate. QB1 in the draft. You a quarterback. You supposed to throw the ball. You could have threw the ball. So here's the thing. A decision was made. And he made the best decision to be 4th and 8 with 5 yards to go, in my opinion. And given the fact that it wasn't a good running night, it just wasn't. Especially for Dallan Hayden. For Augustave it was. So why was Augustave not the runner? Maybe if Augustave was the runner, maybe Shedeur would have been more confident. I don't know. I wasn't in his head. But here's what I do know. If he'd have just handed that ball off and Dallan Hayden didn't get nowhere, y'all would have held it against him and said, y'all haven't had a good run night anyway. Why wouldn't you just throw the ball? Here's the thing. Shedeur Sanders should have never been backed into a corner like that. And the only reason Shedeur Sanders was backed into a corner trying to be Harry Houdini and keep us in the game and win it again, coming all the way back after halftime, is because of the O-line on the right side. One of the same players, number 54, who caused that false start penalty, who pushed us back to have to try to get 11 yards. So there's a range of emotions out there. But Shedeur, being a hella accurate quarterback, he threw it up. And if y'all thought it was a pass interference, I don't hear y'all complaining that nobody didn't challenge the call. So get off Shedeur's back. Shedeur is QB1. Thank him for keeping us in the game in a good effort to try to extend the game. And for once, why don't y'all start calling that right side of the O-line out and stop getting mad when Shedeur is saying that there are issues on the right side of the O-line. We know he's not talking about Jordan Seaton. Big Seat has not allowed one sack on Shedeur Sanders, and he's the freshman. Yes, a freshman is leading Colorado's O-line because these other guys just don't seem to be motivated. They don't seem to be motivated to get to the next level. And I'm talking about the guys on the right side, 54, 55, and 67. They seem like they willing to risk it all, pass up the NFL for what? Isn't that why you're at Colorado, to try to get to the next level? Then how is it that you have a freshman leading you? You allow your quarterback to be sacked 23 times thus far in the season when he was sacked 23 times the entire season at his second year as QB1 at Jackson State. I don't want to hear anything about y'all putting HBCUs down. The only difference between a public PWI and a public HBCU is how much money they get or don't get. Shedeur Sanders is QB1, and I cannot wait to see him play on Sundays. I don't have an issue with him choosing to throw that ball because he knows he's accurate. We all get that. What I have a problem with is why there are people on the right side of the O-line still on the team, still a part of the program, after they have consistently allowed Shedeur Sanders to be sacked 7 times, 8 times, and 6 times, costing us games. All the while, Vegas is making us the underdog because they know that the right side of the O-line is a problem. And then for the people that say, well, Shedeur holds the ball too long, well, why doesn't it negatively affect the left side? Why is it the pressure is only coming from the right and not from the left? Andy Reid from the Kansas City Chiefs just benched one of his offensive linemen who was allowing pressure on the right side to get to Pat Mahomes. Now, I haven't seen anybody benched. And there were people that needed to be benched in the Nebraska game because that's what held us back and why Shedeur had to try to come back again. But he was sacked 7 whole times. And I'm sure he was flabbergasted because this summer Shedeur hung out with his O-lineman who seemed to relish being a part of his inner circle, who seemed to relish spending time with QB1, lauding that they're going to protect for Shedeur. And what do? Let him get sacked excessively in the Nebraska game, the Baylor game, and the Kansas State game. I'm sure that left him feeling used, that left him feeling betrayed, and some other emotions. So y'all get off Shedeur's back. I applaud for Shedeur for turning himself into Harry Houdini game after game after game and bringing us back after it's the offensive line on the right side is why we were in a deficit before we go into the locker room every single time. I don't hear y'all talking about that. That's it for now. Thank you for watching What She Said. Please let me know your thoughts about the last drive of the game. How do you truly feel? Do you think Shedeur should have run the ball at 4th and 6? Or do you think that he should have passed it? Let me know your thoughts. Peace. As always, thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And for everyone, please hit the like button. Don't be stingy with the like button. And please share the video if you liked it. Someone else may love it.